And then this brings us on to the other end of trailers.
Yeah, we had one great trailer this week, and then we had this.
Yeah. So I don't watch the CW shows because it's just a lot to keep up with, and we have enough to keep up with. It's that simple. I used to watch Arrow and Flash religiously, but
Same.
as time moved on, it became difficult to keep up with them, and I just stopped watching them.
Yeah, and they've been going
But
for a long time as well.
yeah, but I was scrolling on the cutscene Twitter, and a tweet came up that it grabbed my attention. And basically it was, I'm just gonna find the tweet right now. I've read comics for most of my life. I cannot tell you who a single one of these characters is supposed to be. And that was a quote retweet to the trailer. And I saw that and I was like, this person is probably the most dramatic ass person on planet Earth. I then click on the trailer to watch it. I watched the 2-minute trailer or whatever it is. And my response to the tweet was then, I thought surely this person was being dramatic. Then I watched the trailer. He's spot on. Okay, so someone has killed Batman.
Well, just to put it out there, this is the trailer for Gotham Knight.
Yeah, Gotham Knights, the new CW show.
Yeah.
So the entire premise of the show is, by looks at, not too dissimilar to the game, which was, a roaring success. Batman's dead. His trusty sidekicks from his crime fighting years now need to protect Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
But they seem to put a twist on it, which just makes no sense. So we find out that Batman's dead, but then we get a shot of Batman dead, and it looks like a man wearing a tuxedo with a bat cowl on, which might be the worst costume design ever. I have seen some people suggesting that maybe he was killed while he was Bruce Wayne, and whoever killed him just put a cowl on him.
Oh, yeah.
Which would make more sense.
It would.
But in a trailer, that makes zero fucking sense, and it really hurts you as you're trying to portray as, like, engaging with fans to come watch the show.
Yeah. I wonder if you're maybe right on the whole it's Bruce Wayne, but it's like, you've got to look at it this way. If they just showed a guy dead with a suit on, we have no context if that's Bruce Wayne. And it's like, they've then gone, he has to, they're like, well, we want him to be dead as Bruce Wayne, but we need to make it clear that this is Bruce Wayne in the trailer. Let's just have it like fake, put a cowl on him or something like that. But yeah, you're right. It's not a very clear and easy, good way to present it.
I'd say you're probably better off just cutting anything like that out of the trailer if you're not sure how to portray it. And then we meet our band of misfits. One of whom is apparently the Joker's daughter.
Yeah, which threw me off. I was like,
because yeah, sure, why not? Then we get a number of people who seem like they might be old Bat fam.
Yes.
So you've got someone who is arrested at the mansion, and he is the orphan that Bruce Wayne looked after, and he's been accused of killing Bruce Wayne.
Batman's son, as they portray it.
Yeah, so here's the thing. That makes sense to be Dick the most.
Okay.
Except that would be the worst casting of Dick Grayson I've ever seen. That man is blonde and short and doesn't look in that good shape. He looks too preppy.
Yeah.
But it can't be Tim Drake because he comes across as too much of an arsehole to be Tim Drake. And it better not be Batman's actual son, Damian, because he said that he was adopted. And as far as I know in the comics, Jason was never formally adopted by Batman. And I also think Jason is one of the other guys we see sat in a prison cell. But I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we get Robin.
Which
in nothing even remotely close to a Robin suit,
no, just some
and it,
green glowy glasses.
and it's a black girl.
Which
Now, I remember I corrected you ages ago, going there has been a girl Robin once,
mhm.
and that was literally once in the Dark Knight Returns comic run by Frank Miller, when like Batman's supposed to be like 40, 50, 60 years of age, hasn't been Batman for 20 plus years, and comes out of retirement. Like
Here,
there's no way that character fits in this story.
yeah, I don't know unless they're doing a gender switch.
But here's the thing: I think Robin might be one of them very few characters where a gender switch
Just
makes zero
well, yeah,
sense.
would feel weird compared to other situations.
Be-
I
It's
also
weird.
just it's like they claim to be Robin, but I'm sorry, like if you're gonna have Robin, at least make them visually feel like they're Robin. They
Yeah,
had like some goggles that were glowing, had like a weird green underglow, which by the way is just some goggles with a green LED in the bottom of them. Like it's
yeah.
I get that this is TV and things are cheap, but God, that like outfit alone looks
So,
terrible.
so I think we've got a cast of 5 essentially, and this is my best guess of who's who. I think we've got the Joker's daughter, who I
Mm,
think is a new character, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just a bit weird.
yeah,
We've got this girl who's claiming to be Robin. I don't think they actually are Robin. I think they're just claiming to be Robin, or they've like
possibly.
honorarily taken up the title. But again, I think that's then going to be a new character. I think there was another girl in the trailer who I can only assume was Cassandra Cain, but I'm just going off the very limited clues we had. And then I think we have Dick and Jason.
Right. Yeah.
But if that's the case, I don't think any of them have been portrayed particularly well.
No. And here's my thing. It's like this show's called Gotham Knight or Gotham Knights. And it's
Yeah.
like it already like going off that, everyone's like, okay, this is about the young Bat fam. Um you would think like I get that they only name drop Robin,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they like you would think in that situation it's like you you would get everybody a hell of a lot more on board if one you were clear with like if they name dropped Jason Todd or like Drake. It's like if they name drop their actual names.
Just, refer to someone by their name like a normal person would at any point.
Yeah, and it's like people would then go, okay, this is this, and character. So we're getting these characters.
And they wouldn't
In,
be so aware that. And I think that's part of the problem because when you don't know the person's name, you're trying to work out who they are. And you
and
just
it's
kind of
not
go, I have
clear.
zero fucking clue.
Yeah,
And it makes it look like it's horrific representation. When if you'd have made it obvious who they were by using their name, people would go, okay, cool, so that's Dick. And they instantly, just because they know who that is supposed to be now, would be less against it because they know who it is. Because in their head, they're like, okay, cool, that's Dick. They
yeah,
might not like the casting, but at least they know who it's supposed
yeah.
to be now.
If you're not gonna name drop them or make it clear in that sense, like it needs to be clear in either how they're being portrayed, if with Robin, like what they're wearing, or like really fucking strong casting that you're like, holy shit, that looks like so and so from the comics. It's like,
Yeah, the closest we got to being told who anyone was when the girl went, "I'm the Joker's daughter." She still doesn't have a
well, yeah,
name.
yeah, we all we know is the Joker's daughter, someone claiming to be Robin, and Batman's son or orphan son. But we don't even really do we know which one we do know which one that was. But it's like other than that, it's very vague. And the way the trailers all put together, and then like it's the joke. So that means the Joker's around, but like, are they trying to blame the Joker? They're trying to blame these kids. Like, it's just it feels very
Yeah, it seems like all of these kids have been arrested in connection with this murder with no fucking rhyme or reason. They apparently don't seem to know each other, yet they should all know each other if they're supposed to be the Gotham Knights,
Yeah.
or at least be familiar with each other.
Yeah, they're meant to be familiar.
Yeah, so how does a billionaire get killed and 4 random kids and the adopted son all get yanked in?
Uh, it just feels like it doesn't know what it's doing
Do you know
for
what
this
it feels
show.
like? It feels like they wanted to make money off the Bat fam and Batman without paying the money required to make a good Batman show.
Well, this feels like classic. Like, if you look back to the early days of Flash and the early days of Arrow, where like their budget was quite clearly small because the VFX shots did not were very clearly TV cheap VFX shots and stuff like that. But they made it work with a good story. This screams we have a very low budget to get this idea off the ground, and we think, and it's also like, oh, this feels like Flash is coming to the end.
Yeah, Flash's last season's
Yeah,
coming
so
out soon. It's already
Flash is
started.
ending. Green Arrow already did.
Supergirl's ended already, I believe, as well.
Yeah, Supergirl ended, and the other one that they were doing, I forget.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow. So it's like, this is almost as if like CW's like, we have no like like primary DC show anymore after Flash.
Yeah.
Let's
Well, I mean,
try.
they have Clark and Lois, don't they? Which is apparently
yeah.
very good.
Yeah, the one with the kids. But yeah,
Yeah, I just don't know who's been involved in
like
this project, but they fucked it royally.
I feel like they're trying to bounce off the popularity of Flash, and Gotham, the TV show, did quite well, my understanding. And they're like, oh, we'll do we'll do this other story, like let's do Gotham Knight. But then they like don't really know what they're doing, and they've kind of just don't know how to portray it, or they're trying to keep everything too close to their chest. So in that case, why put out a fucking trailer like that?
It just hurts my soul so much because the Bat Fam are so lit.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, maybe it's could actually be semi-decent, but this trailer they put out has shot themselves in the foot because they have not portrayed this show in any good way. It just has been portrayed as like a bit of a weird mess and like, guess who you think these people are, but we're going to make it really not obvious for you, so now you're going to kind of hate our casting choices. I also screams this was in the works. We're probably not going to have the rights to any Batman stuff after this because of,
I'll be honest,
all the changes.
It feels like they want the story to revolve around how the characters interact with one another, which is not a bad thing.
No,
but it doesn't feel like they've gone to the effort of understanding the characters before making that decision, which makes me concerned we could end up with like this Riverdale-esque style show where there's just this constant drama that no one really understands, and everyone who does understand it just kind of sits there and go, okay, but there's an obvious solution that you guys just are ignoring.
Do you know what I fear this show's
and that's my big concern. I think the script is going to be dog shit. And it's going to give the actors zero chance.
I think we can already, like, this show, the whole script is going to be Batman's dead, they all get arrested. As a viewer, it's going to slowly make us think it's each of the kids, or like it's going to portray each of the kids each episode in like, oh, these are the ones that, this is the one that did it, or this one knows something. So where is the viewer pitting them all against each other? But then they're all going to be working together because they feel like, oh no, it's not us. We know it's not us. We'll go find the right person. And it's going to be this weird thing of like, each episode is going to be us hating and or being suspicious of a different one of these kids. Some of the kids will be suspicious of each other. They're going to have weird interactions. We're not really going to know what they're meant to be doing. Trying to be vigilantes and trying to solve Batman's murder. And it just feels like it's going to be a mess.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And I genuinely think this is something that was well in the works because obviously for a trailer to be out, like it's already in the works, script and everything,
Yeah.
and some deals already been made. Obviously,
I
all the
think it's
James,
not too far off the first episode coming out.
well, and James Gunn, obviously now being in charge. Um,
See, this is where it's different though, because while the CW Warner Brothers has the stake in it, I think they just kind of
yeah, but
lease the rights and let them
well,
do their
this is the
own
thing.
thing.
What if, with this change in leadership, they're wanting to end that lease of
Quite possibly.
rights?
I
And
mean,
like,
after seeing that trailer, I wouldn't be surprised if he just yoinks it.
well, yeah, this is the thing. Like, it feels like it's one of those things that was already in the works. They kind of know it's not going to be great, but they're chucking it out anyway because they've got to get it out, and they're not really gonna like. Wouldn't surprise me if this is scrapped after one season, and that ends what
Okay.
CW does.
So I've had a little Google here, to try and work out who's who, and
Okay,
I found the Wikipedia
right.
for the cast.
Okay,
So we've got Oscar Morgan is playing a character called Turner Hayes, Bruce Wayne's adopted son.
so
Who the
that's
fuck is Turner Hayes?
a made-up character. Okay.
The person playing Robin is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be Carrie Kelly, who
Okay.
was the female Robin in The Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
Bit of a weird place to pull that character out, but at least they're based in some kind of
Actual.
reality.
Yeah.
Um, we've got Falcon Smith as Harper Rowe. I assume that was one of the girls we saw. Then we've got Tyler DeCharia as Cullen Rowe, Harper's brother. So that's a brother and sister duo.
Okay.
Then we've got Olivia Rose Keegan as Dweller, the daughter of the Joker. So that is a character that already exists. But it doesn't look like she was actually. It doesn't look like she was actually the Joker's daughter, but she just claimed to be. Because it also
Okay.
looks like she went under the alias of Catgirl, the Catwoman's daughter, and her last name is Dent.
Right.
The person I thought was Cassandra Cain looks like that's actually Stephanie Brown, who was part of the Bat Fam. That makes sense for her to be in here. Um, then we've got Brody March, who's the son of Lincoln March. Don't know what that has to do with anything. And apparently Harvey Dent's going to be in the show. But how have they decided to give Bruce Wayne an adopted son?
Do you know what that screams? That screams to like, we don't want to do classic Robin.
It just seems at this point that they want to set a show in Gotham, but they don't really want to use anything that's there before.
Yeah, they're trying too
But
hard
they've
to
half-arsed
stand.
it.
Well, it's like
Yeah, to stand out.
they're trying too hard to stand out and be there. Like, oh, we're gonna be different. We're gonna do the female Robin because there was one. Sure, we'll pull that. Um, we'll throw people off and we'll name drop the Joker because obviously everyone loves the Joker and Batman stuff. So we'll name drop that with Joker's
Yeah.
daughter. Oh, we don't want to use a Robin, so let's just come up with a Batman has an orphan. Sure, he has a son. He's had a son before.
Yeah.
It's very much like what are the most obscure things so we stand out as something new because then the fans will be like, oh, we haven't seen this before. When in reality, the fans are like, the fuck is this mess?
Yeah. Just yeah. I'm not gonna have time to watch the show anyway. I might see if I can watch the first episode just to see how bad it is.
Mm, I'm,
Um, but I'm
uh,
not sure it's gonna be worth my time.
yeah, I'm not predicting it's going to be received well, and I'm not predicting it to be anything special. I also don't see it being around that long. Um, I mean, yes, Flash has lasted, but I mean, Arrow got scrapped and Legends of Tomorrow got scrapped.
I mean, Arrow didn't get scrapped. They finished Arrow off.
Was yeah, but it finished off way earlier than Flash did, even though
Yeah,
because
but
Flash was being more
it ran for like
successful.
3 seasons before the Flash.
True, but you know what I mean. Like they kind of, I just don't see it.
Yeah, no, I completely. I don't see it lasting either.
And I think
And
if it's
they're
really bad,
expensive shows to run for them to be shit.
yeah, I think if it's really bad, and depending on this whole like DCU slate, because also this is the other thing, James Gunn has said he wants DCU to be more like Star Wars, and that it includes animation, games, TV, and film all looped together.
Yeah.
CW is putting out DC shows that are bad and mess with what he wants to do. He's going to be like, yeah, that's not happening anymore. We're doing this.
I
Um,
completely agree.